He's starting to change our hearts. A few days ago, I drove by a church sign. It said, "We're saving a seat for you." Now, as church signs go, it's a pretty average church sign. What really caught my eye was the display set up next to the church sign. It was a giant red, Paul Bunyan-sized Adirondack chair to graphically make the point they were saving a seat for us. I couldn't get this out of my mind the rest of the day. Why are we so obsessed with saving seats? We say that Sunday morning attendance doesn't really matter, and it's all we ever talk about. The most celebrated part of American church is how many people are sitting in our seats on a Sunday morning. Jesus never talked about sitting. Instead, he called his disciples to follow him, to walk in his way, to live life the way he modeled. His walk was an active walk, a walk that got involved in the people's lives he met along the way. Jesus calls us to follow him, to live life the same way, to get out of our seats and join God in what he's doing in the world. What if, instead of saving seats, our churches save lists of community needs, hopes, and dreams, and then set out to accomplish them? Like, we're saving you a towel, let's wash some feet. Or, we're saving you a kid to love. Or, we know a hungry guy who has no food, let's feed him. Or, there's a person without a place to live, let's give him a bed to sleep in and bring him into our home. And I'm encouraged because I see more and more churches doing exactly this. At the church I lead, we've made it a priority to get out of our seats. Once a month, we don't even meet in a building. Instead, we go out and serve. And we've seen God work in awesome ways. The biggest one, he's starting to change our hearts. Recently, a family who goes to our church stopped at a cash machine to grab some extra money to take the kids out for ice cream. To you, that might seem completely normal. For them, it was a pretty big decision. Tony just closed his company a couple of years ago and has gone through a lot of job changes, and through difficult circumstances, the family has had to move from house to house. They recently moved again. Money is tight. Even Dairy Queen on a hot summer night is a major treat. Every penny counts. As they turned to leave the ATM, Amy noticed another family. She knew immediately that they were homeless. She also knew, better than most of us, how becoming homeless could happen to anybody. Then Amy started to cry. And this is what I love about Amy. She walked over, she introduced herself, and she asked if there was anything they could do. Then, she handed them the money she had just withdrawn from her account. See, getting out of our seats is not just about serving others. God works through that to change us. Serving, acting, loving, they aren't just things God asks us to do. They're things that turn us into the kind of people that God wants us to be. Really, it all boils down to this: getting on God's mission, conquering our fears, getting out of our comfort zone, following Jesus. They're all about joining God in what he's doing in the world. Not only to serve others, but so that God can change us.